Taurus. How are we doing? Happy Halloween. Happy October 2018. Please surround us with the warm, light, loving light of God and give us God-given guidance for the highest good of all for Taurus and all those who love Taurus. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think that one wants to come out. What are we doing for Halloween? Are we dressing up? Are we going to parties? Let me know. Where is Taurus? What crosses Taurus? What's above them? What's behind them? What's beneath them? What's ahead of them? Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for surrounding us with white loving light of God and giving us God-given guidance for the highest good of all for Taurus and all those who love Taurus. For Taurus and all those who love Taurus. This is cheesy, but and I'll stop right here. But I'm noticing underneath the deck we have the Two of Cups in this particular deck. It's called the Two of Ghosts. Cups are ghosts in this deck, the Halloween deck, right? So I was thinking this is you and your boo. It's like an actual boo. Okay, sorry, I'm corny, but keep in mind that Two of Cups energy is at the bottom of the deck, so lots of potential to snoodle and coodle. That's cuddle. I was trying to be cute, but fell flat. Okay, let's get this moving. Let's keep it popping. Your oracle is dawn. Ooh, I like it. The light after the darkness. Love it. So if you've been having a difficult time, just know that it's cliche and corny, but the sun rises the next morning, right? So just before it gets the darkest right before dawn, right? And there's also a Rumi quote. I don't know it exactly, but it's something like, faith is the bird who chirps before the dawn breaks, right? So we see this owl right here. Owls are wise. They carry a lot of wisdom. They're also predators, but they're nocturnal, and they're carnivorous too. So this is like stealth. I feel like maybe you are being very stealth. But you're busting through into the light. I like that. But in any case, if you've been going through a dark time, depression, heartbreak, anything like that, then just know that it's almost over, right? That we can turn over a new leaf and have a new day. And what better way than with the Magician? The Magician is a card about having all that you need. You have the tools, the skills, the training, the talents, the background, all of that. You have everything you need to create the life that you want. In this card, it's a little, in this deck, it's a little different because we have like a magician like sideshow, right? So it's like pulling a rabbit out of a hat. Usually it's more of a wizardy type of feel, but you might be able to and I saw the Seven of Bats whenever I was shuffling. I kept seeing the Seven of Bats. Seven of Bats is the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is a sneaky energy. It's reversed when it's crossing you, but because I was talking about like magician illusions, creating illusions, the Seven of Bats is a sneaky energy. The Magician is about creating illusions, but there's some transparency involved. So it's like maybe some things are coming out into the open where I'm hearing for some of you, someone kind of like tricked you and fooled you into like thinking it was like this, wow, abracadabra, magical experience. But now you're like seeing behind the curtain, right? You're seeing how that illusion took place and kind of seeing maybe someone for who they really are. The Seven of Swords is also a card about, it's a thief who has stolen swords from an encampment at night, and he's sneaking away with the swords before anyone can catch him, like anyone can wake up and catch him. And so it's like he usually takes 5 swords with him and 2 are left behind. So the Five of Swords is a card about conflict. So whenever you see the Seven of Swords, sometimes I see it as someone who is trying to avoid conflict, but in all the worst ways. So you may have been dealing with a person, or this could have been you, but I feel like it's someone else. I feel like you have all the skills and the talent and the resources and the, chutzpah or whatever you need to create the life you want, but you're also dealing with someone who is an illusion, or who has given you these illusions. And whenever I see the Seven of Swords, it's someone avoiding conflict because they took the Five of Swords away from this encampment. And so they're creating a strategy so that they don't have to fight, so that they don't have to get in trouble or be in conflict. And everyone hates the Five of Swords because it's a card about that conflict. It's a card about being at odds with each other, but it's an important step in the process, because without conflict, we can't work out our needs and our wants, right? Without the conflict, we can't come to a compromise. We can't get to the Six of Swords and move on with our lives, right? Without the conflict, we can't know what the other person expects of us, right? So let's see what's in your thoughts position. We have the Six of Imps. So you're feeling very victorious. I like it in this deck. These little devils. They're cute. Imps. Little imps. But it's like the Six of Fire in this deck. Or the Six of Wands, excuse me. Six of Wands is a card about victory, about recognition. And so in your thoughts and your feelings, you're feeling very on top of it. I think maybe you have found someone out. You're seeing it, and you have this card about the dawn breaking, right? The light coming out after the darkness, after night, right? In the nighttime, you couldn't see shit. You couldn't see anything. But whenever the dawn breaks, it's like everything's illuminated. You could see it out into the open. And so I feel like, yes, the Magician is part of your energy because you had all the necessary things within you to find out this, right? You're proud of yourself that you found this out. Whatever this is, it could be relationship, it could be friendship, work, family. I don't know what it is. Please leave me a comment and let me know. But it's like you were in the dark for so long, and then when the dawn breaks, you're able to see, oh, that wasn't as scary as I made it out to be, or it wasn't as terrible as I made it out to be, or it's easily solvable, right? So let's keep it moving. In your past, what's behind you? You have the Five of Imps. So Five of Imps is a card about competition, kind of like sports, and whenever it's reversed, I'm getting like people playing dirty, right? People not playing fair. Also, with sports, you have to know the same rules, right? Oftentimes, in love relationships, we say, like, play the game of love, right? But not everyone knows the rules. So, it's like, not necessarily, like, cheating on your partner, but just, like, I'm feeling like a manipulative sort of energy. Like a, like it's definitely a competitive, there's a competitive quality to it, but it's a win at all costs type of attitude, right? It's cheating to get what you want, but like I don't feel like, I mean, for some of you it could be third party stuff, but I feel like for the majority of you, it's not necessarily third party. It's just fighting, like, I want to be the one to choose this restaurant. That's so small. I'm trying to think of something a little bit bigger. Or maybe like you had a partner who wanted a smaller house because it's what you could afford, and you tricked them into buying a bigger house, or vice versa, right? So anyway, it's like, it's again the sneakiness, right? The sneaky, and it's interesting, he has 5 bats here, and then we have the 5 of Imps here. So fives, again, are about conflict. And this person who was trying to be sneaky was trying to avoid a big drawn out fight, but still get their way, right? They were still fighting for things without playing by the rules. And I lost my train of thought. I got on a tangent, but I do want to say, whenever we're playing the game of love, like, everyone has different rules, and so establishing your boundaries and what you expect out of the relationship and what you expect out of life in general is important to establish, like, as soon as you get together. Otherwise, people's feelings get mixed up, and, you know, it's like, I thought we were going to be married for, 100 years. How could you do this to me? And then the other person was like, I did not see it at that way. Like, I didn't see it like that at all. So I feel like there may have been something about, like, just being on a different page, like, different lifestyles, and maybe you thought that, like, initially someone was giving off this vibe of they were your match, but it's like the sneakiness, like, you're finding out, oh, actually, we weren't a match at all. Or, and I also feel for some of you, because I've been reading, the signs, for a few months, I know some of you have the storyline of, it feels like you may have broken up with someone and you're trying to be friends with them, and you really loved this person, but you just outgrew them. Like, they aren't as, like, enlightened or ascended as you or something. And so I think you're, like, seeing through the veil again with this Magician and the Seven of Swords. It's like you're seeing someone else from another perspective, and it's a result of the dawn breaking and coming out of that darkness. In your foundation, you have the Fool, so you might have had a lot of silly fun with this person. This Fool card in this deck looks like the American Horror Story clown, which scares the shit out of me. I don't know if you guys watch American Horror Story, but it's one of the most uncomfortable characters with the mask. And he traps you in his, like, metal cage. I can't take it. But anyway, not scary clowns. I'm trying not to, like, give you guys nightmares. But the Fool is about, it's interesting, he has these balls that he's juggling, and they kind of look like the coexist symbols, like there's a heart and all sorts of things, right? But the Fool is about a new beginning. It's about taking a leap of faith. But in this sense, I get that it's like you wanted to jump in full force with someone, and you just wanted to give it your all. But the thing about the Fool is he doesn't have any baggage. It's interesting. In a lot of the decks, he's usually carrying this, like, hobo sack, this knapsack on his shoulder. So I always say, like, he has to take a little bit of baggage with him just as preparedness. But he travels light, right? In this deck, he left his bag on the ground, so he's just walking off this cliff unprepared. So you may have, like, been in a friendship, been in a relationship, with someone who you just wanted to chase that feeling, see what happens, take a leap of faith with them. And I feel like overall you do feel victorious in this situation, like victorious that you went through that relationship. I don't really sense any bitterness. I just feel like maybe what you saw initially is different than what you see now, right? Like the veil is coming off. Even if you, for Taurans who, are happily coupled, right? If you have a, someone you're sweet on and they're sweet on you, no problems, then I feel like, you're just seeing a different side of your person that is, like, the honeymoon phase is over. But I don't think it's, anything to, I mean, the Seven of Swords is reversed. So the Seven of Swords reversed is like transparency, right? So maybe they weren't 100% authentic with you whenever you first met. I mean, we're all kind of in this halo state, and we look at our loved one like they're perfect, right? So you might not have seen their authentic self just because you were in like your love haze, right? But now you're just like seeing them as more of the person that they are. And if you have separated from someone and you are going through a hard time with that breakup, then I feel like the dawn is breaking. You are feeling victorious and feeling confident in the risks that you took, because now you're seeing them as a different person. So it's like the idea of like the one who got away, or I'm always horrible in relationships, is like not a factor anymore, right? Because you just see them for who you are, and it's like, oh, that was totally different than what I thought it was. So, no hard feelings. Yay for me for figuring that out. I'm moving on. So I do feel like this is a very positive reading. Let's see what's ahead of you. We have Judgment reversed. So Judgment is a card about, it can be second chances. So as far as reconciliation goes, I feel like you're ready to put it to rest, right? You're ready to just bury it down into the ground. You don't want to resurrect anything. It can also mean bad choices. I feel like reversed, you might be seeing like the bad choices this person, whoever I'm talking about, this person that you're dealing with, the bad choices that they're making, and kind of realizing, I dodged a bullet on that one, right? I also want to say that maybe some of their bad choices, because we have this Dracula figure here, and these people in these graves. So I feel like for some of you, you're seeing this person make choices like they're thirsty, they're settling for less, they're like, I don't know, they're like digging in these like graves, thirsty for bad choices. I don't know. Let me know if that resonates with you. I'm usually not that like catty or gossipy with things, but that's just what I'm seeing. Like, like the people they picked after you are kind of like, ugh, grody. Like, I'm the best thing they ever had. So reversed, if you are happily coupled, if I'm talking to happily coupled Taurans, I feel like this is putting things to rest, like stupid little fights you guys had, putting them to rest, like burying them for good, and like not bringing them back up with each other. So that's awesome. It's a result of seeing things more clearly, people being more transparent and feeling more like on top of your game. The Judgment card, it can be about a calling. If someone, like calls you up, make sure you don't make this bad judgment, right? If you have moved past someone who you know, like, this is a great person, they're just not on my level, they're not like my lifestyle. If they call you up saying how much they miss you, then, this is asking you to not rise to that occasion, I think. But let me know if that resonates with you, Taurus. I love you very, very much. Have a happy Halloween, and I will see you next time.